Welcome to Wreck to Riches. My name's Thomas G. Welcome to the channel. Don't forget to pound the like button, drop a comment. Always remember, I'm not a financial advisor of any kind. This is pure entertainment purposes, and don't ever allow an influencer on any social media platform to influence you when it comes to cryptocurrency, because you can get wrecked. You gotta be smart. Do your own research. Now let's jump into it. All right, let's jump into it. I think Richard Hart has been, always will be, 10 steps ahead of the SEC. 10 steps ahead in knowing the future outcome. 10 steps ahead on seeing this all coming. Completely across the board, across the chessboard, having them in checkmate the entire time. Before they even realized they've been in checkmate, before they even realized they lost all their pawn pieces and they're in checkmate, and they lost every other, pawn, whatever you want to call them. What is it? The horses, the bishops, king's gone, queen's in checkmate. So the reason for this, recent events. Okay. Why is the SEC going after Richard Hart? The main headline is misappropriating investor funds from the sacrifice. They are targeting the $12 million that they claim he extracted from the sacrifice address to purchase watches, luxury cars, and the Enigma diamond. The funny part is, he's always had those watches in the background in the interviews before he even did pulsechain. Like, he's had these watches. You saw him wearing probably every single one that he has on a rotator before this even came about, as far as the sacrifice. But that's besides the point. The point is the $12 million. The $12 million, a small amount of money in the grand scheme of things, of all the money that was in the sacrifice. About $1 billion raise, sacrifice without the expectations of others. That's the way he put it. They're looking at the 12 million. It could have been $12, and they would be like, he misappropriated investor funds. Now, with a SEC court case in motion, and now that he has addressed and replied back to them and has gotten a law firm to represent him, he is standing up against the SEC and taking them on and doing what most cryptocurrencies have yet to do, like go to battle and go head on. I think some just settle, and XRP was a long drawn out process. But the bottom line here is the $12 million. He is moving hundreds of millions of dollars into yield farming DAI on Ethereum to earn crazy yield. He's moved millions of dollars to pulsechain from Ethereum and has been buying RH tokens. PulseX. Pulse Hex. So PulseX, Pulse, and then Hex on Pulse, and then Ink. He hasn't bought eHex. There's probably a reason for that. I'll talk why I think that in another video. So he's using investor funds at this point. Like, look what I can do, and there's nothing you can do about it. I think he already knows he's won based off these moves. He knows, it's checkmate. There's nothing you can do. And I believe there's nothing they can do based off the way the rules were designed. And he's always understood that. Based off the way the laws were designed. And he understood that. He just needed a law firm to protect those rights and to put it into action, because you literally can't do that on your own. You need somebody to represent you from a legal standpoint when it comes to taking on the SEC. And he's got the money to do it. And he's doing that now. With the type of money that he's moved in stable tokens, which was DAI, and the kind of yield he is earning is 15 times the amount that he apparently used to buy the 555 black carat diamond Enigma diamond, to buy these luxury cars and watches that he had before. The petty $12 million is nothing. But even if you did move it for that reason, you know, they have to prove that. And I mean, the guy used tornado cash on a lot of things. You know, it might be hard to prove or trace. But regardless, when he starts to move 10 to 15 more, you know, X the amount that he apparently misappropriated, the 12 million, it leads me to think, like, why would he do that? Why would he start moving around so much more than what he's getting accused of touching to earn yield for himself? Because as of right now, the yield is for himself. Until he takes any of that yield and puts it into the ecosystem or whatever he does with it, it's earning a yield, and it looks like on chain he's earning it for himself. That's how they would look at it. But it's, for me, I see it as he's in a position where they're like, you can't touch me. I can do this. Look what I can do. And the amount of money that he has that he can bridge over to pulsechain, which, by the way, there's still a 0% bridge fee. He could take the pulsechain ecosystem tokens to Valhalla. He can take them to the moon. He can take them to limits unimaginable. It'd only take him, you know, if he did $20-30 million buys in one given day, spread across the board, for people to FOMO in to at least match 50% of that buy power and get it from the true market, from investors in a New York minute. They would FOMO in. That's crypto. So I think he knows that there's nothing they can do. That's why he's making these moves. And he's going to continue to do it and continue to, add DAI tokens to his position, continue to pump his own tokens, and he's not sitting there scared thinking you're going to go to jail, you're going to lose your court case. Would be sitting on the SAC funds, putting your hands on, sitting on your hands and not doing anything. But is he doing that? No. He's confident. He knows checkmate, and checkmate is going to lead to massive gains when its headline, SEC drops case versus Richard Hart. Can you imagine that? And then Richard Hart just blasts through so much money into the ecosystem. Investors come in. We're in the middle of the biggest super bull market. Like, there's a lot of things you can imagine and speculate. But I think this way. And I think he's moving in a way that somebody who's confident that they have it in the bag. The case is going to be dropped. He's going to settle. There's nothing they can do. Something positive versus a negative is going to be the outcome. I'm pretty confident. That's my speculation. And in the end, you're going to wish you should have bought Hex. You're going to wish you should have bought Pulse. You're going to wish you should have bought Pulse X because of the amount of X's it can do. Ink even. And people are going to be like, I bought Solana for a 2X, 3X. Where I could have done a 20 to 30x on pulsechain. It's really playing out the way I imagined it in my wildest dreams. Now, when your wildest dreams come true and become a reality, man, that's something else. That's out of this world. That's out of this world. And I really think we have to prepare, not financial advice, that I have to prepare and pack my bags and get ready, because I'm just gonna spit on the moon on the way up, because that's not the all-time high. We're going past that, baby. We're going to some generational wealth for some people out there. Life-changing gains is what I see for myself and many people out there that I know. And green candles, hockey stick green candles. Cannot wait. He knows he has it in the bag. The SEC is likely to drop this case. This boy is moving with confidence. I'm telling you. Till next time, he'll do it again. Yeah, dog.